tax. Oh gosh.
Yeah, there's a few inquiries coming through about vehicles on a farm.
Yeah.
A few clients said, "Oh, I've got a vehicle I've given to a staff member, such as a Holden Commodore or something like that. I don't have to worry about it, do I? Because it's a farm." It's not quite that easy. If you've got a vehicle that you give to a staff member and they can use it for personal use, or even if it's just available, it's a real terminology. You may have an FBT problem, and you may have to pay what they call the perks tax. So the first step is obviously to talk to your accountant and find out, what vehicles could be subject to it. Like a single cab ute won't be because it's a work-related vehicle, but a Commodore or even potentially a double cab ute could be subject to this perks tax, and it's something that a lot of farmers don't think about.
Well, you wouldn't. And the deal is that, I assume, is that because it could be used to take the family into town.
Yep, then that would be subject to FBT. Okay. And it doesn't have to be used, it's just got to be available. So it could sit there 7 days a week, and if you've got no restrictions or prohibitions around it, then that is available and potentially subject to it.
So in their employment agreement that you or your lawyer has actually...
Yeah, that's one of the steps. There's also some other steps involved. There's quite a few little documents, and especially if you've got a company and you've got, say, the wife and there's a shareholder and she's got her own personal car, that's also an implication that you've got to think about. Because 9 times out of 10, she won't have a ute, she'll have some sort of a sedan or something like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
And so that's another one that you've got to think about as well. And accountants up and down the country will be able to help you with what's required there.
So are we talking more here than just having a logbook for the first 3 months?
Definitely, yeah. The logbook is really if you want to claim sort of a percentage for business use. This is a lot more involved. You either make it fully available or you put some restrictions in place. But then you have the restrictions
and sign
for. Yep, and you've got to do some checks. So you've got to every so often go out and have a look and see whether that vehicle's being used or not. If you put a restriction in place, so it's quite involved.
You need to minute that anywhere?
You have to keep a note of it in a diary or something like that. Yes. So for example, we've got a special logbook we've designed for our clients, and they just go and write down the date, the time, and what the outcome was, and put that on file.
I'm sort of shuddering a bit, because you're getting more and more compliance, aren't you?
You are, yes. And really FBT is one of those things that they should be getting rid of, because most people don't pay it. There are some very clever ways around it that the High Court and other cases have come out and said if you do this then you don't have to pay it. The costs involved in IRD collect them are not really worth it in the long run.
Yeah, okay. But they are there in the meantime.
They are there, and we've got to work with what the law says. And as an employer, you've got to think about what you're doing for your staff and make sure you sort of have this covered, because it could be one they could trip you up on.
So take-home message is really more compliance.
Yeah, talk to your accountant the moment you go to get a vehicle for yourself or even an employee. Talk to them first and find out what's involved, and then go from there.
And as far as those employment contracts, I mean, that is, you don't mind doing those for people?
No, that's one of the things that we quite enjoy, really, because we know where they're protected.
And during your conversation with them, you'll be saying, are you supplying them firewood? Are you supplying them a vehicle that they can have access to?
Yeah, we've gone through all the list of things.
Are you giving them free meat?
Yeah, we go through a whole list of things that they could potentially be given a staff member, and just making sure we've got all the bases covered before that staff member's even on the farm.
You guys are amazing. No wonder you do 40 hours a year straight research. Thank you very much indeed, Kerry.